Good morning, everybody. I will wait for 2 extra minutes so that the others join and then we'll start, okay? Okay, miss, let's start. I will allow you to unmute yourselves. Okay, so yesterday we haven't started yet. What?
No, Miss, who is Julia Fawaz and Samia Dakik? Who are, sorry, because we don't have them in our class.
What?
There are like Julia Fawaz and
Me and
Samia
they-
Dakik.
Yeah, they're grade 6.
They
I told them, I sent them on that they have to leave,
oh,
yes,
okay.
because they have English after this period, so they think that it is now. Okay.
should I stay or leave?
No, of course you have to leave. Okay, let's continue. Yesterday we started with a new theme. It's about famous scientists and of course about scientific discoveries. We watched a video about Stephen Hawking, who is one of the most famous scientists around the world. And we talked about the genre. Who can tell me what was the genre that we talked about yesterday?
Biography.
Yes, what are some features of a biography, or what is a biography?
It's
It's a text written to inform a reader about a real person's life.
Very good. What are some features of a biography? Can anybody tell us?
It's like a theme or a message or their family and childhood, their big moments and events and stuff like that.
Tab, other than Huda, someone else, please, I want you to tell me what is the most important feature about biographies?
Timeline.
Yes, exactly. What do we use in biographies? What do we mostly use in biography?
Diagram.
What?
Diagram.
What is the diagram related to?
Miss, to tell the story about a person's life.
Yeah, but we said we use a timeline, okay? But there's something that we use in a biography which is very important. What is it?
Flow chart.
Yes, Hoda.
That's the chronological order.
Thank you. Chronological order or dates. Okay, we also talked about chronological order and about the vocabulary words. We explained all the vocabulary words as well. Today we are going to start with the reading lesson, yes? Yesterday we ended up with this essential question. And we talked about how can a person with disabilities inspire millions of people around the world. We said that he is persistent, by determination, and all of these, okay? Today we are going to start with the reading lesson. It's not that big. We will read all of it, explain it word by word, because this is very important, okay? I will choose someone to read. Please follow up. I don't want to ask you to continue and you tell me where did my friend reach. You have to know where. You have to follow up, okay?
Okay.
Dean Khalifa, please start reading.
Read about Stephen Hawking's willpower has made him the brightest star in the firmament of science.
Firmament of science, yes. His name is Stephen Hawking, yes.
Stephen Hawking, science's brightest star, died aged 76.
So from the title, we can tell that he died at age 76, okay? Yes, Aline.
In a statement that confirmed the physicist's death at home in Cambridge, Hawking's children said, "We are deeply saddened that our beloved father passed away today. He was a great scientist and an extraordinary man whose work and legacy will live on for many years. His courage and persistence with his brilliance and humor inspired people across the world."
Okay, so this is what his children said, okay? So this is what his children said. His children said, we are saddened or deeply saddened. What do you mean by saddened? Who can remind us?
To become sad.
So we are deeply sad, or we became sad that our beloved father passed away. What do you mean by passed away?
Died.
Very good,
Died
died.
suddenly.
He was a great scientist and an extraordinary man whose work and legacy. Do you think that here they mean by the word legacy only money?
No.
Well,
He's powerful and people love him.
yes, what else other than money?
Hard work.
His invention and creation.
Very good. His inventions, his creations, his achievements, excellent, will live on for many years. His courage and persistence, and with his brilliance and humor, inspired people across the world. You know, in this sentence, they described his traits. They said he is courageous, he is persistent, he is brilliant, he is a humor. All of these describe his traits, you know? In one sentence, they described his traits, Stephen Hawking's traits. Okay? Continue, Aline, please.
He once said, "It would not be much of a universe if it weren't home to the people you love. We will miss him forever."
Just a second, because I need to admit the entrance of Sihab. Okay. So he once said, it would not be much of a universe if it weren't home to the people you love. We will miss him forever. He refers to whom?
Stephen
The
Hawking.
To Stephen Hawking. Very good. It would not be much a universe if it weren't home to people you love. What do you mean by this? Who can explain this sentence, please? Yes, Ali Basma. Ali Basma, you raised your hand. Okay, who can explain this sentence, please? Yes, Zahra.
It means that it would not be
It wouldn't be much a universe if it weren't home to the people you love. It means if the people you love aren't alive and they share your moments.
Hi, miss.
Who's this?
أنا حسن.
Okay, Hassan. Hi. So, if the people you love do not live with you or share your moments, would you feel happy in this life?
No.
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 So Stephen Hawking believes that this world or this universe is found to be a home for you to share your moments with the people you love and not be alone. Okay, Miss, please, you have to help me. You have to help me in reading between the lines and understanding every single word in the text. Okay, يعني read between the lines. ما في كل شيء يكون يعني stated in the text. Okay, let's continue. علي بسمة read. علي بسمة. رحاب read.
Miss,
Yes, علي.
my internet is so bad. It wasn't up. I can't open the mic. I don't
Okay.
know why.
You can now.
Yes.
يلا علي start.
Can I read?
Ali, continue reading
Okay.
paragraph 3.
Okay. For fellow scientists and loved ones, it was Hawking's intuition and wicked sense of humor that marked him out as much as the fierce intellect that, coupled with his illness, came to symbolize and unbounded possibilities of a human mind.
Okay, listen. For fellow scientists means his colleagues in science, okay? His friends and loved ones. It was Hawking's intuition and wicked sense of humor. He was very humorous, very funny, that marked him out as much as the fierce intellect that, coupled with his illness. What do you mean by coupled with his illness?
He also had illnesses.
Yes, it means yes, means besides his sense of humor, he was also sick, came to symbolize the unbounded possibilities of the human mind. It means he symbolized the unbounded possibilities. What do you mean by unbounded?
To be surprised.
No. What do you mean by bound or boundaries?
things you don't have to do, but he did.
No, miss. Bounds are limits, okay? Limits, حدود. Unbounded possibilities means
No limit.
limitless, yes? يعني possibilities that have no limits. So this person symbolized the unbounded possibilities of the human mind. So this person made everyone believe that the human mind have no boundaries, have no limits. People can, a human being can do anything. A human being can invent, can be a great scientist, can be a great doctor, a great whatever. But this person symbolized that a human being is a strong creature that can do anything. Okay, continue please, Ali. طيب other than علي رحاب.
Stefan's personality remained amazingly unwrapped by his frustrations.
Okay, so just a second. Stefan's personality remained amazingly unwrapped with his frustrations. You know, of course, this person who was a very sick person, a person with disabilities, he faced some problems. Sometimes he felt frustrated or angry or sad, right? But they said it remained unwrapped by his frustrations. His personality remained unwrapped. Does this frustration affected his personality?
No.
No, because what did they use? Which word here to show you that this wasn't affected by his frustration?
Unwrapped.
Excellent, very good. Continue, Rihab.
Said Lord Rees, the astronomer royal, who praised Hawking's half-century of work as an inspiring crescendo of achievement. He added few, if any, of
Einstein's
successors have done more to deepen our sights into gravity, space, and time.
Very good. So this person, who is Lord Rees, he is an astronomer. He praised Hawking's half a century, means for 50 years, okay? And he said that few of Einstein's successors, like people like Einstein and these scientists, they really made people know more about gravity, about space and time. Few people did what Stephen Hawking did, okay? Let's erase the scratch and continue. We will move to the next paragraphs. Okay. Yeah, let's now continue. Now starts the story of his illness and how he got sick and so on. Okay? Yeah, let's go ahead. Zahra Diyarid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hawking was diagnosed with motor neuron disease in 1963 at the age of 21. Doctors expected him to live for only 2 more years. But Hawking had a form of the disease that progressed more slowly than usual.
So Hawking was diagnosed with motor neuron disease in 1963 at the age of 21. So Hawking was born as a normal person, a normal human. He didn't suffer from any disabilities. Okay, but at the age of 21, he was diagnosed with this disease, motor neuron disease. And as we said before, this disease makes the person or makes the muscles unfunctional. It loses the functionality of muscles, so this person won't be able to move anymore, or to even raise a hand or a head or something. Okay, so he becomes with no actions, no function. So when he was 21 years old, he was diagnosed with this disease, and the doctors expected him to live for only 2 years. So the doctors expected that this person would live for only 2 years. It means that Stephen Hawking might die at the age of 23. This is what the doctors expected. But for God's sake, the kind of disease that was with Stephen Hawking was slow to progress, okay, or slow in progress, and it wasn't progressing very quickly, okay, it was slow. So he survived more than half a century, and as you can see, he died at the age of 76. Okay, is it clear till
Yeah.
now? So I want now to mark some of the features of biographies. Let's see. Okay, who can give us some features of a biography in this page?
Date.
In 1963,
It means the dates. Very good. What else?
1970,
So date.
1974.
Okay, this is also a date. لا، خلينا. Yes, at the age of 21. Very good.
half a
What else?
century.
Photo.
Pictures. مش قلنا the pictures also? This is
Yes.
also a feature. يلا, let's continue. Fatima بدها read paragraph 6.
Yes, yes. Those who live in the shadow of death are often those who live most.
Okay,
Hawking,
stop here. Stop here. Those who live in the shadow of death are often those who live most. Who can explain this?
that
The
means those
people
who
that
will
have a
expect
chance
they
of
will die.
dying
One,
end up
please.
living the most.
One
It
person.
means
Yes, Fatima, you were answering. Yes.
Those who expect that they will die earlier, they are the most who live.
Very good. Those people who are expected that they would die because they are sick, they are very close to death due to a certain illness or to a certain disease, these people live the most. This is what he said. So because he was very close to death, because he was suffering from many diseases and he was a disabled person, he thought that people who live in the shadow of death are often those who live the most. So people who are very close to death are people who live the most. Continue, Fatima. These expressions, by the way, are
Hawking,
very important. You can benefit from them in writing, okay?
For Hawking, the early diagnosis of his terminal disease and witnessing the death for leukemia of a boy he knew in hospital ignited a fresh sense of purpose.
Yes.
Although there was a cloud hanging over my future, I
Okay,
found
just a
that
second. So Stephen Hawking, when he was in the hospital, he met children, some children or one children. No, they said a boy suffering from leukemia, which is a blood cancer. So this ignited a fresh sense of purpose. This gave him a push that he has to be a strong person. He has to be a determined person. He has to be a persistent person. Okay, continue, Fatima.
although there was a cloud hanging over my future, I found to my surprise that I was enjoying life in the present more than before.
Okay,
I
what do
began
we
to
mean
make
by there was a cloud hanging over my future?
that you find
What do we mean by a cloud was
he found
hanging?
something to be
No,
happy and
no,
healthy.
no. He said, although there is contrast here, although there was a cloud hanging before over my future.
Like death?
What?
Death, he was gonna die.
Death.
He
No,
was gonna die.
no. If there are clouds, can you see the sky? Can you see the sun?
no.
No. So if there are clouds over his life, this is a metaphor.
It means he can't see
He
his
couldn't
future.
see the future because
Excellent.
he
He
was
didn't see his future. Thank you. He can't see his future. Although there was a cloud hanging over my future, although I had a gloomy future, I didn't know. It's an unknown future. I don't know what's going to happen with me later. But to my surprise, I found I was enjoying life in the present more than before I began to make progress with my research, he once said. Okay, thank you, Fatima. Zahra Dia, please lower your hand. Yalla ya Larissa. Paragraph 7, please.
Yes, miss.
Yeah.
Hawking's first major breakthrough came in 1970 when he and Roger Penrose applied the mathematics of black holes to the universe and showed that a singularity, a region of infinite curvature in space-time lay in our distant past, the point from which came the Big Bang. Hawking, Penrose said had an absolute.
Yeah, so Penrose, this sentence means that Penrose said Hawking had an absolute determination. Okay, so he means Hawking, as if Penrose is telling us that Hawking has an absolute determination. Continue.
Teacher, I continue?
Yes.
Determination not to let anything get in his way. He thought he didn't have long to live, and he really wanted to get as much as he could done at that time.
So this person who is Penrose, they did our research together, and he said that Hawking has an absolute determination, the maximum determination, because Stephen Hawking thought that he won't live much. He doesn't have time to achieve what he wants. So he was benefiting from every single minute in order to achieve as much as he can. Okay? Thank you, Larissa. Yes, Larissa now.
Yes.
Yes.
In 1974, Hawking drew on
quantum
theory to declare that black holes should emit heat and eventually pop off existence.
Very good. So this was called the radiation of the black holes, or Hawking's radiation. So in 1974, there is also a sign here of a biography. Hawking drew a quantum theory. So he made a theory after, of course, researches that the black holes in space radiate. Okay? Let's move to, we have to clear all this. Okay, move to the last part of the text. Okay, which is paragraph, the continuing of paragraph 8. I want someone else to read, please. Leia. Leia is here, please. We don't have much time. Yalla, quickly. Yalla, ya Huda, read, please. Continue.
Okay, but it was a brief history of time that rocketed Hawking to stardom.
What do you mean by rocketed?
Led him.
Yeah, how? Slowly or very quickly? What is a rocket? You know what is a rocket?
Yes.
Yes. So a brief history to time rocketed Hawking to stardom. It means it took him to stardom very quickly. Continue. Published
for the first time in 1988, the title made the Guinness Book of Records after it stayed on the Sunday Times bestsellers list for an unprecedented 237
So,
weeks.
what is a brief history of time? What is this?
A book?
Yes, a book. So Stephen Hawking wrote a book. It's the title of this book is A Brief History of Time, and this book rocketed him to stardom. This book entered into Guinness Book because of the records it did. It sold 10 million copies, and it was the best sellers for 237 weeks. Okay, 237 weeks. Imagine a book being the best seller for 237 weeks. Continue, please, Huda.
Okay, in 1985, during a trip to CERN, Hawking was taken to the hospital with an infection. He was so ill, but the operation saved his life but destroyed his voice.
Okay, so we just have to mention something related to paragraph 8. It sold 10 million copies and was translated into 40 languages. Do you think if this book wasn't very important, if this book wasn't interesting, would people buy 10 million copies and translate it into 40 different languages?
No.
So this
No.
book is an
No.
amazing book. It should be an amazing book. And Anna, I have curiosity now to read this book, honestly, to know why did this book sell 10 million copies and translated to 40 languages? This is really amazing. And then in 1985, something else happened to him when he entered a hospital. He was taken to a hospital because of an infection. So he became very ill. They did an operation. It saved his life, but it destroyed his voice. So now he starts using a certain machine on his wheelchair, which allows him to speak. And you will see this in this listening test when you do the listening test this week. The video that I uploaded is an amazing video. It's not a life story of a person. It's a message. It's a message from Stephen Hawking. It's the last inspirational message. It's an amazing video using his voice, but you can see that the voice is coming out of a machine, not out of a human. So when you watch the video, you will realize what I said. Okay? Yalla, I want someone to read Lin Shibani, paragraph 10, quickly. We still have only 5 minutes, please.
Miss Huck still alive?
Who is asking this question? Who is asking this question? Hassan Jradi? Habibi, I'll go back to one slide. I'm gonna kill myself, because of such questions. Read the title, Hassan, please. Read it aloud.
Stephen Hawking Science. Okay, Miss Huck.
Miss Khalas? And were you following with us? Did you see when we explained the word saddened and his children said we are saddened for our dad's loss?
Yes, I wasn't there because the electricity was...
Okay. Yeah, Lin Shibani, paragraph 10, please, quickly.
Okay. Hawking had argued that for humanity is to survive, it must spread out into space, and has warned against the worst appliance of artificial
intelligence,
including
autonomous weapons. So Hawking thought that people should spread into space. Hawking believed that Earth is not the eternal planet that human beings would live on. He thought that we should look for other planets. We should spread in space, look for something new. We should be curious. We should look for something, for a new place to live on. Okay, continue.
He spoke also of death. He and eventually had sat on a more distant
horizon
that
doctors thought.
And doctors thought, I'm not afraid of death. but I'm in no.
Okay, so I'm
I
not
have so
afraid of
much I
death.
want to do first.
Okay, he said, I'm not afraid of death. He is not afraid of death. He knows that he's going to die. Okay, but I'm in no hurry to die. He doesn't want to die. He's not in hurry. He doesn't want to die now because he thinks that he have many things to achieve. He thinks he has so much that he wants to do first and then he dies. Okay? Yeah, Taline, paragraph 11. Taline? Taline, this is the third live session. I called you and you ignore me. The third live session. This is unacceptable. You have to be here when I called you, please. Zahra Saad, please read paragraph 11. Zahra. Oh, also, nice.
Can I read?
Miss, can I read?
Hassan Jradi, read.
Miss Anna.
Hassan Saleh, yes, Hassan Saleh. Hassan Saleh.
What? Okay. What astounded?
Astounded. It means what made these
Astounded.
people shocked, yes.
Those around him was how much he did achieve. He left his 3 children from his first marriage
To Jane.
and the 2
Yes.
will and
Jane
3
will.
grandchildren.
Okay, so what astounded the
Grandchildren.
people? Okay, what astounded the people, yani what made these people shocked is how much he did in his life. Even though he is a disabled person, he did many things. He left 3 children from his first marriage and 3 grandchildren. Imagine. So I just need to ask you a question. We have less than 1 minute. Do you think that he got married more than one time?
Yes.
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Because
That's from his first marriage.
Excellent. They said from his first marriage. It
from
means he
his
married again.
first marriage.
Very good. It means he married again. So, okay. Please, before we leave, go do your speaking projects, submit your videos on Flipgrid. You have till next Wednesday. I want to see something nice, okay? Please, you have 1 week to prepare yourselves. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Teacher,
Yes.
Bye.
for the Flipgrid,
Yes, quickly. You have no more time.
I was doing yesterday. I was doing